We are now on to one of my other favorite Italian genre filmmakers, Fernando Di Leo. Di Leo, like my son, Di Leo. Yeah. We watched his film, Mister Scarface. And it stars Jack Palance, and we're in a big Jack Palance booth watching as many of those as we can. But the thing about Mister Scarface is it falls under a window of movies that Di Leo did in the 70s. And he did a lot of crime films. Mr. Scarface is decidedly my least favorite of the quartet, even though I like it. So that's not one that I would go back to watch. Because I hadn't seen it in a long time. I'd actually had forgotten how the whole second half of the movie plays out. And I loved it. I had a great time. Yeah, no, there's a goofy quality to it that is in line with the stupid action comedies that Terrence Hill and Bud Spencer do, where they just get into one crazy, ridiculous, some weird version of Italian martial arts kind of fighting, all right? And all that, all the fight scenes are like elaborate and strange and ridiculous. So Mr. Scarface, in it, Harry Bear plays an ex-boxer who is a collector for the mob. He's a young kid, drives around Rome in a red dune buggy. Looks like the Wonder Bug. I still think the opening 20 minutes is kind of dodgy a little bit with those young guys driving around in their dune buggy, even though I kind of like the dune buggy. But it's not the mafia thing that I want, but it gets there. The fact that the heroes of the film are driving around in a dune buggy is actually kind of funny. All right. Yeah. It's kind of good. That is one of the weird things where the comedy actually works. Harry Bear, for the whole first 40 minutes of the movie, he wears a t-shirt that says Brazil on it. One of the things I don't like is Harry Bear has these stupid Terrence Hill, Bud Spencer kind of fights that he does throughout the whole film that he wins always, and it's always inexplicable. What's interesting about it is, like a lot of actors who star in Italian films, he actually is pretty physically adept, like as if he had some training of some sort of gymnast or some training of some sort of acrobat aspect, because I don't buy his fighting, but the way he climbs up fucking poles and is on top of roofs and then slides down a pole to do something, and you see it all in one shot. I mean, some of the physical stuff he does in the movie is very, very impressive. But the thing that's annoying about Harry Bear, and I actually kind of like him in the movie except for the fight scenes, is they do this thing that I don't like, where it's just he wins every fight easily, where it's he's obviously fighting guys who would beat the fuck out of him in real life. But the worst part is he's supposed to be a boxer, and when he actually has the fighting boxing match sort of with the other collector, when he has that fight, his defense stance is so ridiculously weak. It's like the wimpiest Poindexter is forced to be in a fight in school, and that's how he holds up his fist. There's a couple different gangs in Rome, and one of the gangs, the main gang, is run by Scarface, played by Jack Palance in this movie. But as you pointed out, it looks like he was probably a pain in the ass on this film. I don't think he was swimming with the school. I think he was being problematic, and they had to deal with it. Palance spends the entire movie sucking on a cigarette holder, whether it has a cigarette in it or not. He's decided that is the thing for the character, and that's the level of his investment, is this cigarette holder in his mouth constantly. His name is Scarface. He has the smallest scar on the little tiny part of his upper cheek to be called Scarface. It's obvious it was meant to be this giant scar. Nevertheless, you can't imagine the movie without Palance. Well, believe me, Fernando Di Leo would not be afraid to bite his tongue about if he had a problem with an actor. And I don't think he had these were issues, I think, that came up, but I think he ultimately loved what Jack Palance did in the film. He looks like the fittest old man I've ever seen in my life. He looks so good in his tailored suits. I mean, he looks like $1 million motherfucking dollars in these suits. But the rival gang is a guy named Luigi, who's played by the star of the movie The Egyptian, Edmund Perdue. Yeah. And he's more of a low-level loan shark. No, he's actually kind of a cool guy, actually. And so what ends up happening, not only does Luigi, Edmund Perdue, have a loan shark operation going on, he also has a casino. And then at some point, because one of his gang members got fleeced, Jack Palance's Scarface shows up to play some roulette. And while he's playing the roulette, so he loses and whatever. Okay, that's fine. Hey, would it be okay if I cash a $3,000 check? What the fuck are they going to tell Scarface? No. So he cashes the check, knowing that nobody's ever going to, that this check is going to bounce, and who the fuck is going to say anything to Scarface about it. So Luigi's freaking out about, I've just lost 3 million lira. And then Harry Bear, who's the collector, goes, I'll collect on the check. I get 10%, right? I'll collect on the check. So the way he collects on the check is he comes up with a con game that fools Jack Palance's character into paying the 3 million lira. So he delivers the check, but Luigi's like, what the fuck have you done? Now I'm going to have Scarface is going to demand this money back or he's going to kill us all. Which is exactly what ends up happening. And so he's joined by his partner, Harry Bear's joined by his partner, Al Cliver. Yeah, he looks like he should be playing Nick Nolte's son in Rich Man, Poor Man. I'm hot and cold on him, and he's in every fucking Di Leo movie.
No, I know. Yeah,
he's in every single one of them. And he plays the same guy pretty much in every single one of them.
Yeah.
And he has his own... So by Harry Bear doing this con on Scarface, he starts a bloody gang war that ends up wiping out all of Luigi's entire family. And then Al Cliver and Harry Bear kind of do what Parker does in The Outfit, what Joe Don Baker's Cody.
That's exactly what he does.
And Robert Duvall's Parker do. They, okay, well, we could wait for these guys to kill us, or we could just attack them, all right, and just rob them again and again and again and again and again. And again, the mob, who's not used to being treated this way, is being driven through frustration. And that's the story. I will say this. There's an interesting twist of story in the movie that it's almost remarkable that the reveal is revealed as late in the movie as it is, but it actually is effective. And it works really, and I can't say anything more without giving it away, but there's a turn in the story that makes the entire movie snap into focus, and it violently snaps into focus. You really understand the movie in a special way. That last 20 minutes is I couldn't believe how much fun we were having in the last 20 minutes of that movie. And so the whole last 20 minutes, almost bordering on a half hour.
Yeah, easily.
Is this gigantic action sequence where all of Jack Palance's men show up at the slaughterhouse, and our three heroes, Harry Bear, Al Cliver, and then
Vittorio Caprioli.
Are waiting for them. And it's just one goddamn thing after another for the next half hour. Now, the sequence isn't perfect because you don't really know what's going on. If you had a little bit more of an idea of what their plan was, you'd be able to follow it more. If you had a little bit more of an idea where the bad guys are doing, as opposed to just running around like chickens with their head cut off. Nevertheless, that would make it stronger. But nevertheless, the action is fantastic. It never stops. This slaughterhouse location is a magnificent location. I mean, you can't point the camera without getting a groovy shot because everything about it, but when the bricks and the metal girders, it's just so exciting. It's just so much fun. I forgot how good that sequence was. And it is really terrific. That is a really, really cool sequence.